So for a brand new metal detecting video today, I am at an old home site I found. And I was here one time, once before, and I found some Civil War mini balls and some buttons and a few other things. So I thought what I'd do is I'd go ahead and show you around the site real quick so you can see what we're dealing with, just in case you haven't seen the other video. It's a big pasture field here with some cows in it. This is an old chimney stack or chimney foundation, I think. And I think the house came out through here, and I found stuff that I didn't. That's not a dig hole. That's where the cows have been wallowing. Found a bunch of buttons down through here. That little ravine right there, that's the old lane that came up to the house. Came around to here. And there is a well over here I want to show you real quick. Right here. That's a well that's been filled in. You can see it's kind of circular. That's a fire back that I found before. I'm going to carry that out today. Last time I was here I had just too much stuff, so I'm only going to be here for a few hours. But anyway, what we're going to do, there's a little dip right here that was something. And there's a little foundation over the hill that was very small that might have been a privy. But what we're going to do today is we're going to metal detect. I got a different loop. I had the stock loop the other day. I got a bigger one today and a smaller one. We might switch them out just to see if it makes any difference. To show you what we're hunting with real quick. You can't see, it's so muddy. I don't look at the numbers very often. Garrett AT Max, we're just going to turn it on. 0 program, 0 discrimination, maximum sensitivity, batteries are good. Gonna try to ground balance. Now there's a lot of iron in here, so that may not work, but that looks okay right there. Say what, I'm gonna turn the headphones off just so you can hear what the ground sounds like here. There is an electric fence, so it will beep erratically occasionally, but I want you to hear how much iron's in the ground right here. All right, so we zip along. I'm hearing all the iron, nails, everything. And I'm listening for those high-pitched squeaks. This is the area right here where I found the bullets before. Under that rock was one. That's probably something right there. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn the headphones back on because I can hear a lot better with the headphones on. I can tell the slight variations in the beeps. And it's just a lot easier for me to figure out if something's iron or not iron, or if maybe we should dig it. So give me a few minutes, I'll get a couple targets out of the ground, and we'll take a look at some wonderful Confederate buttons. That's my goal today, 1 Confederate button. So here's what I did. I went around, I got four signals out of the ground. I've seen 2 of them, I know they're brass, 2 of them I have no idea. Hoping they're not all going to be shotgun shells. Well, I know 2 of them aren't, but the other 2 might be. We got hole, and 1 around the side. We'll go look at that last. But let's go ahead and see what these things are together. Again, I have not really looked. I thought I saw this one, but maybe I didn't. So we'll get the pinpointer out. It's out of the hole, though. I do know that. There it is. Okay, so it's probably going to be something pretty small right here. Hopefully it's a button or something like that. That's probably it. That looks like a piece of pewter. Probably part of a spoon, pewter spoon bowl or a handle, I would guess. Looks like it might actually have a hallmark on it. Maybe right in here, but I'll get you a good picture at the end. All right, I'm going to leave that open. I'll come back and close her up in a minute. This one, yeah, this one I could see. It's brassy and not a shotgun shell. Well, you probably can't even hear that because my headphones are on. Sorry about that. I'll try to turn them off next time. All right, here we go. That is, oh wow, looky. That's either a locket or a watch. I'm assuming it's going to be some type of old locket. Kind of small for an old watch. Now this site, I think, was probably gone about the time of the Civil War. Yeah, see, there's nothing. There's not going to be anything left because half of it was missing. Those 2 pieces go together. The other half could still be in the hole. Let me set that right there for now. I'm going to tuck it away. Now, I'm not really hearing much else, but I'll check out with a metal detector. I'll get that in a minute. We'll put that in a special case. This one, I threw the dirt out and it rolled down the hill, and that looks like a giant button, or the other half of that locket. It's the other half of the locket, isn't it? I think it is. Other piece. So that's probably that one like that. And then this one on the back like that. Yeah, so it's all together now. Just missing whatever was inside. I guess that could have been a watch, but nah, it had to have been some type of locket with a picture in it or something. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Let's go to the last signal, which was around the edge of the hill. This is the area where I found buttons. Most of my buttons right in this little area. Is probably part of the house that hung over. And I think it's right down in here. Pretty small. Yeah, yeah, there we go. I think it's a little tiny button. Is it? No, that's a rock. Ah, yeah, there we go. That is another little flat button. It's going to have a shank on the back, or at least where the shank used to be. Right there. So that's a nice early one, early 1800s probably. All right, awesome. We're doing really good so far. Haven't been here but a few minutes. We're actually doing better today in the few minutes that we've been here than we did in the first hour I was here last time. But in all reality, I kind of know where to look now, so that kind of helps. I'm using a different coil too. You notice I have a bigger coil, which seems to be doing really well in here. We'll switch out to the small one before we go, just to kind of compare them as well. All right, I'm gonna button these holes up and get some more open. So I almost had one of those, oh my knee net moments. Nice deep signal, deep, 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 deep. And then I see this cable. So I think that's an electric cable that crosses the field from somewhere up there. See a couple posts here. They must have had something down here at one time. Man, I'm glad I didn't sever it. I mean, it's probably not live, but still, I wouldn't want to have to go tell the farmer that I cut his big electric cable in half. Of course, maybe it's water. I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing a fitting, but I'm hearing something from that pipe. That's where the electric line is right there, and I'm off just to the side of it. I can actually follow it up the hill. But it got a big iron signal here, so I dug it, and it's a big O-ring. This would have been on to some type of, gone to some wagon or some type of plowing or farm equipment. But the reason I wanted to show you the hole is because there's a lot of pottery in it, some glazed pottery. And it's either charcoal or ash or rotted wood. Soil's really dark for this area too, and I'm right below a little tiny square foundation that I think might have been a privy hole. Not 100%. We may dig that out before the day's over, or at least start digging it. But I just wanted to show you this dirt right here. I didn't really look around this area too much down in here, so hopefully we'll come up with a little something down this area. Just dug this big old hand forged hook. I think is really cool. And, you know, could have gone to some type of wagon part. A chain might have hooked in there. I'm not really sure. I'm digging all the big iron in here because one of the targets I found last time I was here, I believe, is a sword scabbard. So I'm going to keep digging the big iron, hoping I get a bayonet or a pistol or a musket or a sword. You just never know. Another piece of pottery. Not too far from the well, and very close to a very sloppy cow pie. Deep signal, little piece of bone in there. That's probably someone's supper. It's a vertebrae. But anyway, yeah, I think there's a button. It was actually way down in the bottom of the hole. That coil does go deep. Unfortunately, I have this big, wide shovel with me today, so I'm having to dig big holes because of the rocks. Nice shank on that, though. That's a beauty, isn't it? And sorry about the tape, but that's just the way life is in the Chig world. Okay. I'm having a little trouble pinpointing with that. Pinpointing with these stock loops just comes natural. I mean, I don't really have to do anything, but well, of course, that was really deep too, man. I mean, for a button, that was pretty deep, especially with all this iron in here. Doing good so far. It probably says like treble gilt or extra gilt or something on the back. So I'm about 20 inches away, 24 inches away from where the cow pie button was. Got another nice deep signal, and it's in the bottom of the hole. I have not dug it up yet. Look at that glass. Some old glass right there. This house was gone by about the end of the Civil War, I do believe. 1860s. Anyway, there's a signal here. I haven't dug it up yet. Right there. Let's get the Mr. Dully out, which is a dull knife. See, it doesn't really have a sharp point on it, and a nice sturdy blade. Less likely to scrape it. Whatever it is should be right there. It's about button size, I think, so that probably got it right there. If not, it's just a little bit deeper. Alright, let's check it with a pinpointer. No, still there. A little bit deeper. I want to be extra careful just in case it's a Civil War button or Civil War belt buckle. Let's pinpoint it. Pinpoint, you just like, you say you have it on. I know you probably can't hear it, but it's beeping, beeping. It's loudest right there, so we just put it to the side. I turn it off, turn it back on again, and that narrows the beam. So it's actually bigger than a button for sure. Right in here. I'm gonna be a little careful. There it is. Feeling it. What is it? Oh, it's green. I think that's gonna be a coin. Or a button. Or a coin. Or a button. Shoo. Oh, it looks. Feels thin from here, tapping on it. Well, sounds thin. But it's, no, that's a big dandy button, isn't it? Look at that. Hopefully it has George Washington on it. Or GW. Wouldn't that be awesome? Man, that was a nice deep signal, wasn't it? Alright, wow. Dude, I don't know. It's probably just a design, but that's a big dandy button. You can see the shank is missing on the back. I'm going to give that just a light rub on the old Panzeroonies. Make sure it's not a GW. George Washington inaugural buttons, GW buttons. George Washington inaugurals. They're all different kinds. And they were in commemoration of George Washington being elected our first president. I don't think that's going to be one, but it has lots of designs on the edges. Looks really smooth on the inside, though. I don't know, though. It looks like it might have a bust on it. But usually they have a very, very clear, like, GW on it or something like that. That's an interesting one, though. I'm not 100% I'm going to give up on that not being some type of marked button. Awesome, dude. That was deep. That coil's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm doing actually really well with it today. So there's the well. This is where I found the last two buttons right here. Another signal right here. And I believe it's a shotgun shell, but I got to tell you this, okay? I'm going to talk about that coil. I absolutely went over this area several times yesterday, and the fact that I missed 3 targets that close together, all right behind the chimney stack and you know, this side of the well, tells me that that coil is definitely going a lot deeper than the stock coil. Now, I found a lot of stuff the other day with the stock coil, a lot of, you know, with shotgun shells, buttons, yada yada, a pile of non-ferrous items, but I absolutely missed those. And I don't think I would have ever found them with a stock coil. So I'm going to give kudos to the big one there, whatever it is. I don't even know what brand it is, to be honest with you. My friends over at the company were at the, I'm not going to say their name, at the link where usually in the video comment, a pinned video comment, sent that to me a couple years ago. And, you know, it's a little heavy, but boy, I tell you, it's going back to places, I've been finding stuff. I just really like that coil. I mean, anyway, that shotgun shell was pretty deep too. I don't know if I would have heard it with a stock. I'm just not really sure. But I found plenty of stuff with a stock coil here, so I can't complain about it. Another deep target just a few feet away from where I'm finding the buttons. I got something interesting here. Looks like it's thin brass, could have a shape to it. Hoping it was like a little medallion or something. But I think it's just going to be a piece of flat brass. I don't see any inscriptions on it or any type of writing or figures or anything. So, but boy, I tell you, that was quite deep. Well, let's just look at this thing. That's a Detect Ultimate. I guess Detect is a brand. I don't know, but I'm not even sure if that's the one I normally use. What's that say? What's that say here? Yeah, Detect. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So. Nice little piece of brass. Missed that too. All this is just in this one area, and I absolutely hunted it because that's the chimney pile right there. And I know I went back and forth through here quite a few times. Now, granted, I was really only listening for the best of the signals, but these are ones I definitely didn't hear well enough that I wanted to dig them. This is a neat little bit, tip, you know, to like a hatchet, I guess. It's not very sharp though. I can't imagine what else it would be, but yeah, like an axe head or hatchet head. I wish that thing had been whole. That would have been a nice one. You know, I just realized something. I'm, you know, a little bit of a moron apparently. First time I was here, I found a ring, finger ring, that had a stylized S on it. Didn't look like it was very old. I don't know how old it is, but you know, old enough. And I was over here dropping some stuff off at the old well. I was going to put my iron here and extra headphones and my drink. And I just remembered that's a fire back that I found at this house. Now that, I believe, is a big plate that they would put like in the back part of a fireplace that would heat up and help radiate the heat out. Pretty sure that's what it is. But what I just noticed is the name is Stevens. And that is the S that I found on that ring. That's probably whose house it was. I thought that was like a manufacturer. But you see, that's been applied. I mean, that's not a cast. I don't think that's cast. It looks like it was applied. But I'm pretty sure the S on that ring is a match to that. Well, I guess I was just too focused on trying to rescue the little calf that was stuck in the fence, which we did rescue, by the way. Hope that video turned out.
You are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets, she's